Hello, 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 everyone. How are we doing tonight? So, today the plan is to finish up Kaveh's hangout. Oh god, I sound tired. I am tired. I won't lie. So we've got this part up here, and then we've got this whole other branch down here. Hi, Wind Plumes! Glad to see you. So let's do this one first, I think. Hey, Sage. You be lurking while you look for Aranara? Oh, good luck. Oh, good luck. They're everywhere. Hi. Hi. That is a way to enter my stream. Everyone say hi to my friend who has begun VTubing again. Say hi to Celeste. So we're starting in the middle of the quest here, blah 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 blah. Oh wow, my headphones are up loud. Could also be your enemy, it's a mystery. Oh yeah, yeah. When I said my friend, I meant my eternal rival. Why didn't you just tell us that from the start? Yeah, go ahead and promote yourself.
I've lived in the desert my entire life, and there wasn't anyone here that I could trust. I figured I needed as much safety as I could get.
To the point that you even disguised your identity?
When I first... Someone agreed. After that, I spent a while... By the way...
Yes, you promote yourself.
According to him,
Those kinds of things...
it's ultimately neither of our experience. Yeah, anyway,
That's what I was... I've done the math, so...
By cobble...
To be honest, all I want is to build this library before I leave this world. So that the children... A while ago, I know the death... So even if the...
Yes, I can imagine that. My father passed up, I'm sure, a child, but let's bring the building it a court.
Ah, okay, so here's where it splits off. Can we try a slightly different style? So, Celeste, I don't know if you, watched the first part of this or played this quest on your own, probably not. But, basically, Kaveh's been having trouble with a client. So yeah. Can we try a slightly different style?
A slightly different style. Give me a minute. Most architects would probably prioritize cutting costs and removing extra features in this situation. Indeed, converting the building into a simple bungalow would solve most of our problems. However, I do not think this would be the best solution.
You know the details of the quest, but haven't done it yourself yet. Alright.
While it's true that the aesthetic value of a building is often viewed as an afterthought, neglecting it has
You still haven't even started Sumeru yet?
It is especially undesirable in this situation, as the library will serve a high number of children, many of whom would have never been exposed to structures that may be considered elegant or beautiful.
I mean, that's fair though. Star Rail is so much fun.
To completely give up on the more aesthetic design would mean stripping the children of an opportunity to appreciate the beauty of architecture. I share Badawi's sentiments in wanting to preserve a more complex design. However, if we can reduce the ornate aspects of the design while maintaining its fundamental elegance, which is to say we won't touch the arches and stone pillars, but make changes elsewhere, this is definitely a first.
saw Kafka and Herta and you haven't looked back to Genshin. Fair enough, fair enough.
To make up for the loss of regular details, we would need to
I really
put
like
extra
Herta.
effort into the layout, lines,
Predictably.
and color.
I see. Would that really be okay?
It just increases the difficulty of the design. You should feel lucky that out of all the architects in the city, you chose to approach me. Most of the others would have given up on this project by now.
Captain Doll, excuse me. No, but you're right.
As for inspiration, I think I might have something in mind, but I'd need to visit the site to make sure. Where do you want this place to be built? Tell me the exact location.
Aru Village. Although it wasn't my childhood home, I think it'll be the best site for such a building.
Okay, then we can pay a visit to Aru Village.
Is there something I can do for you? I've already caused you a lot of trouble before, and now you're revising the design again because of me. Which draft are we even on now? It's making me feel terribly guilty.
Let me think. You said you used to be an Eremite mercenary, right? In that case, you could help us clear out some monsters that are blocking the way to Aru Village.
Kaveh is such a good person.
We want to keep the roads clear, and reduce the loss of materials during transport to a minimum. If everything goes well, that'll help us save some Mora.
All right, just leave it to me. If there's anything I'm good at, it's clearing out monsters.
What are you waiting for then? Let's pack up and get ready to go.
Okay. Go to the trade route. We shall do that. Ooh, gimme these, gimme these. Kaveh is probably your favorite guy in Sumeru, him or Sino. I think, excluding Wanderer, because he is an Inazuma character in my heart, my favorite Sumeru guy is probably Alhaitham. Sino has a stand, so he's the goat by default.
Aru Village will pass through here. There are a lot of monsters out here today. If you find it hard to keep up, just let us know.
Oh, don't worry about me. This is nothing. I'll be careful, though, and you should do the same.
Also, Kaveh didn't come home. And I'm like, how dare he?
Site clear.
Behold!
You hurt?
I'm fine. I've spent my entire life fighting these kinds of monsters in the desert, after all. They won't get the best of me. But it's one thing to fight against monsters, and another to fight against an old injury. It's something I picked up when I was young. There were many fights between mercenary brigades back then, and one day someone stabbed me in the back.
Like, literally?
I don't think much of it back then, but with age, it's caught up to me.
I bet.
Few mercenaries get to enjoy their later years. Failing health tends to take the joy out of reputation and wealth, and many mercenaries never even made much of the latter to begin with.
Is there someone you know who can help to look after you?
Unfortunately, no. My wife passed away at an early age, and I don't have any children. Sometimes I'd close my eyes and realize most of my life story has already been written. I have many regrets about my past, but at the same time, I also know that there were never many options for me in the first place.
So this is why you want to build this library, huh?
I joined the Eremites
To leave a
when I was
legacy?
young, and one may matter of luck than actual ability. If at all possible, I want future children of the desert to have some more options in life. I don't want them to turn out like me. Oh, my apologies. The older we get, the more we tend to ramble. Seems like we've already cleared out most of the monsters. Let's hurry over to Aru Village.
Badawi walks into the distance as he talks. Kaveh's lost in thought. Something, something. Ah! It goes by too fast. Ah, what's on your mind?
I think it's really admirable of him to spend his whole life savings on people he's never met.
So since they have a TCG now, when's Seto Kaiba being added to the game?
Maybe he's doing this out of natural kindness. Kindness that hasn't been eroded away by the struggles of his life.
You're also that kind of person, which is why you're helping him.
Perhaps. To clarify, though, I don't think I'm quite the same. Some people call me an idealist. I do have some sentiments of that general persuasion, such as wanting everyone to be able to lead a happy life. But my situation is more complex than that. In the beginning, what drove me to harbor those thoughts was less idealism and more a desire to make up for a sense of guilt. When I was young, I impulsively encouraged my father to take part in the first Inter-Darshan Championship, hosted by the Academia.
Yep, we've heard this story.
He set off confidently hoping to win something for me, but failed to clinch the title. What's more, he fell into depression after the competition, and requested to join an investigative research project in the desert. I never saw him again. Word has it that he got caught in quicksand. Even if other factors may have contributed to his death, the fundamental cause still circles back.
Kaveh.
I started doing many things in life because I wanted to make amends. Even in cases where I couldn't do something for a specific person, I still did whatever I could. I think I just wanted to make myself feel a little better.
And is that still how you feel?
At this point, even I don't know. I've tried self-reflection, but it didn't help. I can't seem to walk away from many things that I see or hear about, even if they don't directly concern me. And I can't quite pinpoint the source of it.
This man's so gay, even his idol stance screams so. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it's just like what those Vahumana scholars often say. It's hard for people to truly understand themselves. I could be doing things out of endless guilt, or I could be doing them out of a strong sense of empathy. It could even just be a matter of conceit. The potential motivations could number in the dozens, but the actions they result in are the same. Anyway, I suppose I don't really mind being called an idealist. They also used that term to describe my father. It seemed to carry fewer connotations back when he was around. I've known Al-Haytham for many years now, and discussed my ideology with him for nearly as long. Maybe argued is a better word for it. He told me a long time ago that no matter how strong of a swimmer you may be, you'll still get dragged under by the others who are drowning once you run out of stamina. He believes this is the fate that awaits all idealists.
I don't think so.
I should live by my ideals, and I've given him countless reasons why I think it's a good idea to do so. Perhaps my ideals are flawed, but are there really any perfect things in this world?
Yeah, Kaveh, I'm on your side here. I think Al-Haytham is just a massive pessimist.
Unfortunately, he
And
remains
I'm going to hit him in the back of the head with one of his books.
my own. If someone happens to drown next to him, he'll most likely stand on the shore and mumble something along the lines of respecting other people's fates.
Said it before and you'll say it again. Hoyoverse games would go so hard as Battle Shonen get Toei on this. I mean, we got that UFO Table Genshin anime coming up. Oh, that's gonna be so good. That's gonna be so good.
As you can see, I'm not the only idealist in the world. Just as there are different seasons, there are also different people. there are many others who will continue to care about the fates of those who are not directly related to them. And when I finally run out of stamina...
Yeah, we haven't heard anything about it ever since the announcement trailer.
Someone will help me, right? Yes, I've already been helped like that before.
I'll help you when the time comes.
But you've helped me plenty already. If you didn't reach out to me, I would probably be passed out on the tavern table right now instead of talking with Badawi.
If Kazuha doesn't have the most raw battle scenes, then is it even worth the anime? I don't know if they're gonna be animating the regular plot, but if they do, oh man, can you imagine the blocking the Musono Hitotachi? Oh, that would be so good.
Either way, I'm feeling much better than when you first found me at the tavern. I can feel inspiration already welling up inside of me. Maybe this will be just the opportunity I needed to create a whole new style. All right, let's head to Aru Village.
Let's go, Kaveh. The only good part of Inazuma's Archon quest. Nah, Inazuma had some good parts, it just also had some really, really bad parts.
Too slow.
You, come here.
Squall and Fury.
No! That thing just disappeared into the rock. Rude. Hunter x Hunter is also a story. It's completely unrelated. It's pretty cool. Oh man, how long ago was it that I stopped watching that? I need to get back into that. I was like almost done with the Chimera Ant arc, I think. Or I was like a good way into it at least. I need to get back to that.
Now that we're here, it's my partner's time to shine. Marak!
Yeah, Merak!
Oh, what's this?
The cutest little guy ever.
My toolbox. I built it using an ancient mechanical core. It's not too smart, but it's super useful and can help me with a variety of tasks. I'll take Marak and find a suitable location for the building. Once that is done, I'll get to work on a few designs.
Traveler?
Sataria! Oh, I wasn't expecting to see her here. Hey, Sataria.
Ah, you know each other?
Top 5 shonen arcs. I gotta.
Hello. I suppose you must be Kaveh from Kasharawar. I have heard of you before. My name is Sataria, and I'm currently the person in charge of promoting educational assistance programs here in the desert.
Oh, that's right. I guess I should have expected to see her in that case.
Educational assistance programs. Then you must be familiar with the local conditions here.
I can't say I'm too familiar just yet, but if you have any questions, I'll try my best to answer them.
I've been commissioned by Mr. Badawi to build a library in the desert. We've settled on the general design direction, but we are trying to finalize some details based on the conditions around the intended location.
A library? Do you intend to open it to the public for free?
That's right. I want to make sure the children will have books to read.
That's fantastic! I'm sure the children will be thrilled. Right now, we don't have access to many paper books or a quiet place to read. Truth be told, this very thing has been keeping me up at night.
Why can't my code emotionally support me? All it does is give me errors or break. Oh, I am sending you so much strength. This is why I don't code.
Let me
It's a
answer some
nightmare.
questions, then. estimate the number of children around here who'd be interested in reading? Besides the usual noise of village pedestrians, are there any other sources of noise in the village? Oh, and have any landslides occurred here recently? And also, where are the spots around the village that have been most affected by wind and erosion?
Ooh, Sitaria considers Kaveh's questions and offers her answers. Those were all very, very important questions that I wouldn't really have thought of.
All right, that should be everything.
Although I guess I'm not trained as an architect and he is. So,
Let's go over the budget again. We'll keep the building structure the same, but make the place a little bigger, so it'll be able to hold more people and get better natural light.
you really are the trans woman programming stereotype. Do you have programmer socks, though?
The parts of the project that cost the most will be the insulation and ventilation materials. I'm sure you understand. No one likes to read in a place that's hot and stuffy. I want to make significant changes to the arrangement of the bookshelves, tables, and chairs. I'll go over the specifics of that shortly. I have 2 plans in mind. Both are pretty minimalist in style, but will provide a very different ambiance from the world outside.
I'm going to take that as a yes.
Our final cost should be around 70% of the last figure I quoted. The whole thing should take around half a year to complete. Marak has produced a sketch for all of you to see. If everyone's okay with it, then we'll proceed with that as the formal plan.
You got a new design plan already?
The inspiration just came to me naturally. All I did was put thoughts to paper. I must give you credit, though. If it weren't for your advice and suggestions, I probably wouldn't have landed on this new style so quickly. According to the traditions of my profession, I should probably name this style after you. Let's call it the Traveler style. In the meantime, let's look forward to the day when this building is completed and can finally open its doors.
Cool. Blueprint for the future. Present suffering is nothing compared to granting hope for the future to others. So, so true. Somewhere in Mondstadt, a Clayman just sneezed. I believe you mean chalk. I do believe you mean chalk. Okay. And last one. This one is a whole separate branch, so it'll probably take a little bit. Back to the tavern.
Quit following me.
Chalk is just a scam by blackboard companies to sell more blackboards. Don't fall for it.
This commission was truly the worst decision. Actually, while we're on that, what are you doing here at the... Stress is just an inescapable part of being a working adult. Boss, I'll have a glass of wine. Same as last time. Do you want something too? I'll put it on my tab.
Wine in a glass.
Yeah, Kave's going through it.
Another glass.
You got it, sir.
It really is. Perhaps getting... I would spend a lot of... I suppose, though, all of this makes...
Here's your drink.
Boss?
Blah, 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 blah. We've been through this several times already.
Exactly. In Sumeru, it's too bad that...
Huh. Crap. Could it split off here?
Sounds great to me.
Okay. Maybe this? How about looking into another career?
A different career. I see. That's not a bad idea.
Okay, I think this is where it splits.
I think I've heard a saying somewhere before. 80% of a working adult's woes are due to not having enough mora in the bank.
If you were in his shoes, you'd simply handle it.
It's just a saying, of course, but even I will admit that my life would be a lot better if I could make additional mora.
Yeah, for one thing, you wouldn't have to live with all Hatham.
And if I want to make mora, I should finish that ridiculous commission. But I really can't find it in me to go back and talk to him right now. Hold on. I just remembered that I used to have a senior classmate by the name of Alkami. If memory serves me right, he's no longer taking private commissions, but he's still doing pretty well for himself. Maybe I'll be able to get some advice from him. Yeah, I should get on this right away. No more wine for me today. I'll grab the bill and be on my way.
If you lived with all Hatham, you'd simply handle him too. Now, when you say you would handle him, what exactly do you mean by that? Oh, we're going to Port Ormos. Seems like it's always night when I come to Port Ormos. Which is a shame, because I love the Port Ormos daytime theme. YouTube terms of service will not allow you to explain. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Kaveh, it's you! It's been a while. What have you been up to recently?
Yeah, it's been a long time, Alkami. Things haven't changed much for me. I'm still taking private commissions for all kinds of projects.
I heard that you were the genius behind the Palace of Alcazazare. I bet you're all set for Mora after a project of that size.
Well, it's hard to make a profit from every project, you know?
Hard to make a profit. You've got to be joking. I've never met an architect who didn't make a profit from a project.
Oh boy.
Unless the client fled before they paid the commission fee in full. But that doesn't sound right either. Doesn't Dory have a pretty decent reputation in our local business circles? I don't think she's ever been involved in any kind of big scandal.
Well, about that. I mean, it was complicated.
I understand. Either way, doing one project after another sure gets exhausting over the years, huh? I've been there, so I can feel your pain. I obviously never had your reputation to live up to. That must have been stressful. But I'm sure we've faced all the same problems. Trying to keep your clients in a good mood while you're trying to stop them from micromanaging things they don't know the first thing about.
Uh-huh.
Thankfully, that's all behind me now.
Did you start a new career?
Not exactly. My work is still closely related to architecture. Judging from the look on your face, you're still strapped for Mora. That's quite unfortunate. You're the most artistically gifted graduate that Dasharawar Darshan has seen in decades. But it looks like you still have a lot to learn in terms of making Mora.
He looks like a hunter exam fodder who dies to show off a trap.
With that said, us
It's the
Dasharawar
NPC
should
energy.
still look out for each other. What if I told you about an idea that'll absolve you of all your Mora troubles going forward?
Sounds fake.
Are you serious? But something like that has got to be some kind of top-level business secret. Are you sure you can just share something like that with me? Besides, I don't want to just take something like that without offering anything in return. I still have a little Mora. Or is there something that I can help you with?
Oh, you're too kind. This is just a simple tip. Even if I didn't bring it up, I'm sure you'd hear it from the others sooner or later. The idea is this. I recently opened up a training center with the goal of educating people in architecture design.
Okay, I know I've heard this guy's voice before. I know I have. It's very distinctive. Who is this?
Compared to the classes taught by those old fossils at the academia, my classes are more condensed and streamlined and will allow people to quickly get their foot in the door. Unlike the academia, I won't turn down anyone who's interested, rich or poor. As long as someone wishes to learn more about architecture, I'll accept them into my training center. It just so happens that I'm still looking for a few more instructors. So, what do you say? Interested in coming over to give a few lectures? Regardless of the pay, I can already guarantee that it'll be far more comfortable than working on random people's private commissions.
Ah, so you want me to join you as an instructor? That does sound like something I'd be able to do. Sounds like a pretty stable job, too.
But would you be happy with it? Would you find it creatively satisfying and fulfilling?
What do you think, Traveler?
I think you can give it a go.
Then it's a deal.
Yes, it's a deal. Thank you, Alkami.
Like I said, there's no need to thank me for this. The lecture room is not far from here, so you can just come straight here tomorrow morning.
Can't find the credits for his voice, so you're just gonna say it's John St. John, the voice of Duke Nukem, even though it's not.
Thanks for the pay. How about we start at 300,000 more per lecture?
300,000? Are you serious? How could you offer so much?
It would seem that you're still oblivious to your own economic worth. 300,000 is nothing compared to the prestige of having the life of Kasharawa as one of my instructors. 300,000 is also just the base rate. Just trust me on this. The longer you stick with me, the more you'll come to understand your true value in the market. I have to go make some preparations now. See you tomorrow.
I was never particularly close with Alkami when we were in school. Who would have thought that he'd be so nice and friendly?
Give me 1 second. This dude also just has a punchable face.
I've hosted free lectures before, but this would be my first time being hired to lecture for a formal business. 300,000 mora per lecture. Whew. I'm so excited that I'm starting to get nervous.
I'll join you.
Thanks so much. I think I will be able to relax a bit more with a friend in the audience. Now, what should I talk about tomorrow? Some lessons I've learned over the past few years? I should probably save those for later. For my first lecture, I should start by getting them more interested in the field. Alright, let's meet here again tomorrow morning. I should hurry home and create some kind of lesson plan. If I'm going to become an instructor, I should make sure I show up prepared.
This isn't gonna go well. Ah, come on. Really gotta wait a full 24 hours? Peak gaming.
No, sir. There is pure freedom in this world.
expect you two to get here so early.
I was up last night preparing for the lecture, but I ended up getting so excited that I couldn't fall asleep. Here, I prepared a lesson plan. Do you want to take a look?
Lesson plan. Ah, I must commend you for your dedication. But the training center has already developed its own set of teaching materials. Instead of
Oh
using your
boy.
own plan, you can just use what we have here. Of course, you're always welcome to work in some of your own content to add some fun and flavor.
Oh boy. Can I take a look at your materials? This is going to go very badly.
Be my guest.
The materials cover a variety of architectural knowledge. At first glance, nothing appears to be amiss.
It's almost time for the lecture to start. Feel free to head in and start the class whenever you're ready.
Huh. So you've already developed your own set of teaching materials. Seems like I won't need the stuff I've prepared after all. Anyway,
Kaveh.
I'll just go ahead and use your materials. There's something else I want to ask, though. This isn't going to be a large class, is it?
There it goes, one of my favorite songs in the soundtrack.
No need to stress. There are only 20 people in this class. There are 14 classes at my training center. Out of all of them, the first class has the best grades, so I've directed them to you. We'll see how well they take to your lectures.
Dude prepared a 30-minute lecture on foundations and doesn't even get to use it.
20 people, huh? Alright, I think I can handle that.
Oh, and one last thing. In the interest of keeping a quiet learning space, only instructors and students are allowed in the classroom when class is in session. I'm sorry to say this, but your friend will have to wait outside while you teach the class.
It's okay. I was thinking about taking a walk anyway.
Sorry about that. I'll meet you at the door when the class is over then.
Is Alkami really as nice as he seems? I should probably ask around a bit. Yeah, this does not bode well for Kaveh.
Hey there. Can I help you?
I'm wondering if you know anything about Alkami.
Oh, Kami? You mean that rich guy who's been making quite the name for himself? Yeah, he commissioned a set of furniture from me a while back. Paid a great deal of more for it, too. I heard he earned a fortune working as a renowned architect. Now he's opened a training center so others can follow in his footsteps. If the tuition wasn't sky high, I'd enroll my child in a heartbeat. Architecture really sounds like a lucrative profession.
Yeah, I think I see what's going on here.
Did you hear? Alkami recruited Kaveh to be an instructor.
I bet that'll boost his enrollment numbers.
Really makes you jealous, eh? If you think about it, Alkami was never that talented himself as an architect. If we're just talking about professional skill, no one would pay for a class with him.
That's true, but you've got to admit, his advertisements are really effective. After all, the academia only admits those that can pass its entrance exam, so only a few people could hope to study architecture in the halls of the Bashar want. For those who can't pass the exam, or who just want to jump straight into the industry, the training center is the best bang for the Mora.
Capitalism has taken hold of Teyvat, so this was the evil the Abyss twins saw all those years ago? Yeah, capitalism.
And to have that kind of business acumen.
Before long, Kaveh's class is over.
Alright, everyone. There's no need to be nervous. Class is over, so we can just chat for a bit. I shouldn't have lost my temper during the lecture. Did I scare anybody?
No, you weren't scary at all, Mr. Kaveh. We were just a bit lost and didn't get what you were talking about.
Did something happen, Kaveh?
Ugh, don't get me started. I was trying to use Alkami's materials, So I flipped through some pages and gave them a closer look. The more I read, Alkami
Oops.
may fool an amateur, but he can't fool
It's okay, I
anyone
read the
who's
whole
active in
thing.
our profession. The materials he made are completely useless for teaching real architecture.
Alkami flop teacher, typical NPCL. Yeah. Ah, why do you say that?
In my opinion, the most important skill of an architect is their ability to craft a design. In other words, they must be able to conceptualize ideas. There are tens of thousands of buildings in the world, as well as a countless number of architectural styles. Some designs emphasize aesthetics, while others prioritize practicality. The architects who can critically evaluate the quality and fit of different designs are those who can come up with great designs of their own. But you won't get any of that from the teaching materials they're using here. All these students are doing in class is rote memorization of existing designs. They are learning nothing about the underlying principles.
Oh wow, sounds like public school.
How can they expect to become real architects? When they're done with this class, all they'll become are dilettantes with a pitiful smattering of architectural knowledge.
But, Mr. Kaveh, we didn't really understand anything you said after you threw away the materials either. What's the big deal anyway? It's not like we're looking to make some works of art. We just want to make some mora.
You're studying architecture to make mora?
This is scarily close to how art school was while you were there. Yeah, I bet. Losing your mind, you'll just look up videos on how to find the Aranara later. Oh yeah, there's a ton of Aranara all over the place. If you use the interactive map, you can find them. Kaveh flop teacher, typical playable character L. Don't be mean to him.
Yeah. Why else would we be studying here? My biggest dream is to become someone like Mr. Alkami. Once I finally make my fortune in architecture, I'll be able to buy anything I like.
Huh. In that case, I'm afraid you'll probably be disappointed. The reality is that the work of an architect is very difficult. The pay is not lucrative at all. Believe me, I'm a perfect example.
But how? Mr. Alkami just told us last night that you made a killing by building the Palace of Alcazarzare.
Try the opposite. He is in debt because of it. Looks like a dodged bullet by not pursuing art school. Yeah, I bet. The Arnar are one of the reasons you're delaying going to Sumeru. You don't have the patience for it. Fair enough, fair enough.
He also said that as long as we graduate from his class, waves upon waves of people will reach out to us with private commissions, and we can just sit back and wait for more to fill up our pockets. It won't be long before I can put these miserable days behind me.
Come on. And you all believed everything he said?
But Mr. Alkami is really rich, isn't he?
You... It's pointless trying to argue this with you right now. You've already filled your heads with pipe dreams. Let's go, traveler. Let's hear about Alkami's true plans from the man himself.
What's wrong, Kaveh? You look quite flustered. Did one of my students offend you? Were the students not astute enough for your liking? I must implore you to go a bit easier on them. After all, they're nothing like the genius scholars you're used to dealing with at the academia. We don't need to strive for perfect understanding. As long as some knowledge has been passed on, that's good enough.
Yeah, I'm mad at them. But I'm even more upset that you're scamming people under the guise of teaching them about architecture. The students are all here hoping for a quick way to make money. But we both know that an architect's life is hard and exhausting. Just a little while ago, I was toiling over the 6th draft of a design for a client.
He's actually like a real art school teacher you had once. Yeah, I believe it.
If your client is unhappy, you can't break ground. And the longer a project goes, the longer it takes for you to get paid in full. What's worse, If your client disappears in the middle of a project, good luck getting anything from them ever again. You know all of this just as well as I do. Why lie to them?
Look, Kaveh, you may be the light of Kasharawan, but like I say, you still have a lot to learn about making more. You may deny it all you want, but it's a fact that in today's Sumeru, architecture is a terrible profession. Our clients care very little for the effort we pour into our designs. Instead of appreciating us, they spend all their time nitpicking details and demanding changes, often forcing all kinds of ridiculous ideas onto us.
I suppose that's more or less true. Go on.
Why should we cling on to a profession that's difficult and unrewarding? If the field is dying, then a person who still wants to make a good living will just have to change their strategy. If it's near impossible to make money as an architect, then why not just establish a training center and train other people to become architects in our stead?
Dudes like this are lucky Genshin doesn't have Skyrim's ability to murder random NPCs on the street.
Wait, how does that make any sense? Aren't you just leading them into the same trap?
We are already stuck, my friend. The more people we can lead into this pit and stack as padding beneath our feet, the more comfortable our lives will be.
So instead of making money from architecture, you made your money from your students?
That's right. Making money as an architect is a slow and agonizing process. In comparison, earning tuition from a training center is far easier. None of the students will ever know, however. In their eyes, all of my income was earned during my years as an architect. It's easy for them to fall for my promise. After all, everyone wants to live the dream of being the person who can spend millions without batting an eye.
Yeah, the Aranara quest line is good, but the finding all the Aranara that are scattered all around the map for chests, that's a little less fun. Because they're all over the place.
The more students I get, the more money I earn. And the more real that dream becomes.
And then what? Once they graduate, they'll still find out the truth about architecture and struggle to stay afloat amid all the problems we already talked about. When that happens, your facade will pop like a soap bubble. No one will believe you anymore.
But that's just one way to look at the problem. No two people have the same amount of talent. Even if they fail to strike gold in the future, you can't say that it's my fault and mine alone. Oh, and also, I never actually promised that they would achieve financial freedom as long as they become architects. All I did was nudge them towards that belief.
Oh, I want to attack this guy.
I'm not even scared if they do come back and stir up trouble. My training center has all the required permits and certifications. Even the Dendro Archon herself couldn't find fault in any part of my business.
Oh, you want to put that to the test? We can go get her. I know her personally. We can test that out.
How can you sleep at night knowing that you're doing all this? Tell me, is your heart carved out of brick and stone?
Did it for the primos and ended up forming an attachment to the Whittle guys. Yeah.
I can't believe that I once saw you as a decent human being. I am beyond disappointed in you.
Oh god, imagine Kaveh being disappointed in you. I would die.
And the same goes to you. How many years has it been since you graduated from the academia? If you still can't accept something like this, do you just plan on keeping that worthless naivete of yours until the end of time? Only fools will see art as revered and sacred. In the end, art is just another business. Being successful at running a business is an art form in itself. I urge you to think about what I've said. Offloading your pain onto others is the only way a person can live comfortably in this world.
If that's how you think, then I'm sure you won't mind me offloading my pain onto you by throwing you into the river.
As the light of the Ksharowa, you've accumulated plenty of fame and respect. It's high time that you use those resources to improve the circumstances of your own life. Think it over, Kaveh. I still believe our collaboration could be very fruitful.
What do you plan to do next?
I'm so mad. I feel a headache coming on. There's nothing more I can say to him. I'll resign from my position as instructor.
Send him to the back rooms. You'll give up the Mora?
Of course. I'm sure you've realized that as long as I remained at this center, he would be able to use my name to advertise this place. Even if I just sit back and do nothing, others will be deceived and suffer because of me. He is right about one thing, though. These kinds of training centers are everywhere. And even if the academia was to find out about it, it's unlikely that they would take any real action against it. The most that they could accuse him of is false advertising. Even that would be hard to prove.
There's something strange about all of this.
Oh? Did you notice something else?
Not everyone should be able to pay such exorbitant tuition fees. Genshin is really good at making some damn hateable NPCs. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a point. The rate he gave me was 300,000 mora per lecture. That probably came out of the students' tuition. And who knows just how much he's been charging the students for attending his classes. If you're gambling everything on making it rich as an architect, are you really going to have the mora to pay for that kind of tuition?
We can try asking the students.
Right. We should hurry. The students didn't believe a word I was telling them. They're still daydreaming about making millions. We're never going to get any information from them again if we let Alkami talk to them first. Let's move now before he's had the chance to react.
You're being scammed, kid.
Kaveh, what are you doing back here?
Class finished a while ago, but you're still here. Why haven't you gone home?
I wanted to stay for a little longer. I'm still thinking about everything you taught during the class. Even though a lot of it went right over my head, I still thought the houses you drew were really pretty.
Of course they were. All the examples I drew were world-famous landmarks. Each one was the magnum opus of a celebrated architect. It's a good thing that you could recognize them for their beauty. The accumulation of knowledge is the first step to artistic expression. Instead of rote memorization, you should try to relate and to understand. And after that, try to resonate with the work.
Resonate?
Yes. When I first got
Kaveh, I think you gotta bring it down just a little bit more.
couldn't understand at all. I would find a building to be beautiful, but have no idea what made it so good. And for most people, just being able to admire a building is enough. To become a good architect, however, you must also learn to assess and appraise. Going from admiration to assessment will take a lot of time and specialized knowledge. And I'm afraid that some superficial speed training won't be enough to take you there.
Just as I thought. Becoming an architect won't be as easy as Mr. Alkami made it out to be, right?
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to crush your dreams. All I want to tell you is that an architect's life is not as carefree and easy as others may make it out to be.
I understand. Thank you for telling me the truth, Mr. Kaveh. I think I'll still stay here for the time being, though, since my family still hasn't paid everything off.
Paid off what?
Sorry, I can't say anything more. Mr. Alkami made it very clear that anyone who talks about
Huh?
it out of the class.
Well, that's concerning.
Don't listen to him. I am most famous architect in Sumeru. If he kicks you out, then I'll just take you in instead.
Really?
Why would I pull your leg? I can see you have some talent. So as long as you get your fundamentals down, you should be able to pass the entrance exam and continue your studies at the academia.
Then please keep this a secret for me, Mr. Kaveh. Truth be told, my family is not very well off, so we couldn't really afford the tuition for this class.
Kaveh is about to become a vigilante for student loan forgiveness. Wish he could do that in real life.
Mr. Alkami was the one who reached out to my parents. He told them that he knew a merchant by the name of Bahar and that we could get a loan from him. He told all the students that once we graduate, people would come flocking to commission us for projects. If everything went well, we'd be able to pay off everything in just a few years, and all the money we make after that would be ours.
How much did your family borrow from this merchant?
Are you about to enter your vigilante arc?
I think it was several million more.
Oh my god.
What was the interest rate?
I'm not really sure. My parents were the ones who signed the contract. All I know is that the stack of papers was as thick as a slab of rock.
Oh my god. Something doesn't feel right about all of this. That's an understatement, Ether.
Yeah, I have a bad feeling too. Something about the whole thing feels dastardly familiar. We need to find that merchant to confirm. But if we were to confront him right now, there's no way he'd admit to anything.
You're not saying you found this cool symbiote, but you found something cool. We can pretend to be potential customers.
Good idea. Hey, tell me, do you know where we'd be able to find this merchant?
We last saw him on the north shore of Fort Ormos. Who knows if he's still in that area, though.
Well, it'd still be worth taking a look. Architecture... No. The arts shouldn't be used as bait for a scam. We need to do something before the students' lives are ruined even further.
Why do Genshin quests always involve a merchant being a bastard? Who knows, man? Okay, where are we going? Over there. Okay. Excuse me.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen you guys before. Here for business?
Maybe capitalism is actually the crime the Abyss twins saw. That's the theme you're picking up from these stories. Maybe, maybe.
You're Fahar, right?
Yes. May I ask who introduced you?
Alkami. My friend here wants to enroll in his architecture class, but they're a bit short on money. Alkami told us you're the man to go to in this kind of situation.
That's right.
Oh, sounds like his business is booming. How much do you need?
Let me see. I'd say around 3 million mora.
Oof. You call that a bit short on money? Anyway, since you're here because of Alkami, I can work things out for you. Make sure you sign the contract, though. Lots of people are borrowing money from me nowadays.
What contract?
Here you go. Don't worry, there's nothing particularly unusual about it. All you need to do is pay back the loan in full within 3 years.
And what if they won't be able to pay it back?
What do you mean, won't be able to pay it back? Once you graduate from Alkami's place, you'll be making millions of mora a year. Easy! At that point, paying this off will be a piece of cake. And even if you were to run into some difficulties and need to delay the installments, it's no big deal. We're all reasonable people here. If you can't pay quickly, you can just pay it back over a longer period. All that would change is your interest rates would get a little higher. It's hard work running a business. If we're taking risks,
Oh, I'm going to attack this dude too.
you take on a bit of the financial risk as well. Anyway, there's no point in tying yourself in knots over the contract. With the way you're reading every single line, it's like you're worried you're about to get scammed out of your whole life savings. Why would I lie to you? Tons of students at Alkami's place have signed the contract. Aren't they all doing pretty well for themselves?
No, they're not.
I just did some calculations in my head. When you say the interest will get a little higher, do you mean it'll get higher than 30%?
Jeez!
Of course, the contract did a great job of trying to obfuscate that fact. It only listed the amount that you'll have to repay every day, which gives the false impression that the amount hasn't actually increased by all that much. If you actually do the math, however, it's clear that the amount you need to pay on interest alone will amount to hundreds of thousands of mora per year. Most people can't even make that much mora in a year. Your greed really knows no bounds.
Get him.
My creditor doesn't dare to raise rates that high. Once a family's signed on to a scheme like this, there's no getting out.
What are you trying to say, huh?
The Matra will happily answer that question.
I figured something was off when two well-dressed people came looking for a loan. Think you got the better of me? Too many people are sticking their noses where they don't belong these days. Luckily for me, though, this is a pretty secluded spot. Hey, come out and teach these guys a lesson!
Eremites. I've already fought off more than my fair share of them when I was working in the desert. There are only a few of them, so they shouldn't pose much of a threat. Marak, you're up.
I'm still not really using a good team for him, unfortunately. Oh well, we can do a burn team. His voice sounded familiar and... oh, he's in One Piece. Did not know that.
Who are you and what do you want? I don't think we've done anything to hurt or offend you. So why go this far to destroy my livelihood?
Debt has the power to upend your whole life. I know very well just how miserable living in debt can be.
Pedro, a leopard man from One Piece, and really cool. I see. Apparently he also voices the Saber in Fate Strange Fake. Oh, I cannot wait for that.
But my debts are the culmination of many different factors, and my interest rate is still somewhat reasonable. As long as I continue to work with my situation in mind, my debts will eventually be paid off. But these students are different. They have neither the mental preparation nor the financial resources to pay back a debt like this. You sold the dreams of becoming an architect to the students as bait, urging them to take on insurmountable amounts of debt to satisfy your greed.
More bait to try to fate pill you? Yep.
Everyone knows there's no such thing as a free lunch. It's their own fault for falling into the trap. And if we're going to talk about greed, aren't those students the ones who are blinded by it? They completely ignore the risk that's right there in front of them.
That's no excuse for your actions.
Ha! And here comes the silver tongue. Surely you use that to reel in the students as well. Even now, many of them are still hopelessly dreaming of striking gold after they graduate. People grow by learning from their mistakes. I hope this will be a valuable lesson to them. Let's head back to the academia and turn this guy over to the Matra. They should be able to link him with Alkami's business.
Kaveh talks like he walked out of Naruto. You bring Fahar to the academia.
Sino? Didn't think I would run into you here.
My vacation just ended not too long ago, So I'm going over some cases at the academia. Who's this?
Convenient. We get to hand you directly over to the General Mahamatra. You describe everything that's happened to Sino.
I see. Charging an interest rate over 30% indeed constitutes a crime. As it is highly likely that Alkami is also benefiting from this scheme. The Matra will open an investigation on him as well. The training center will be closed until further notice. Any funds we manage to recover from the suspects will be returned to the students. It's unclear how much we'll be able to get back, however, given their extravagant spending.
Wait, Kirara has a flower tattoo? Oh, I need to check that once we get out of this dialogue.
That should still be enough. Once the students realize the error of their ways, they won't fall so easily for such traps in the future. Anyway, thank you for your help. I hope this won't be too much trouble for you.
It's no trouble. Just another day at work. How did you two get tangled up in this anyway?
Alkami tried to hire Kaveh as one of his instructors.
Did you accept any mora from him?
He promised to pay me 300,000 mora per lecture, but I resigned as soon as I finished the first session. I didn't take a single coin.
She could be the one to dethrone Kazuha in your heart. Cat girl with a sword? Yeah, that tracks.
That's good.
What do you mean, that's good? Would you have taken me into custody as well if I had actually accepted any mora?
I wouldn't have gone that far. But, had he insisted that you were also an active participant in his schemes, under our rules, we would have been required to open an investigation on you as well. Either way, though, I believe you are innocent in all of this. Had you actually been alright with making money through less than noble means, your life wouldn't be the mess it currently is.
Not even in your own stream, you're exposed in mine? Yep.
Hey, what was that? What do you mean my life is a mess?
Oh, don't worry, I'll be exposing you in your own streams too.
Never mind. Your life is fine.
Sino really just... Sino really just said, damn, you live like this?
Let's get back to business. If Alkami's case can be successfully resolved, you'll be eligible for a monetary reward from the academia. Don't forget to pick it up after the fact.
Huh. I didn't even know there was such a thing. I never would have guessed. What I'm trying to say is that we didn't report Alkami because we thought we could make some more off of it.
The reward will be given regardless of your personal motivations. It was implemented with the intent of encouraging people to supply tips to the Matra.
Fine.
Is there anything else?
I want to go back to the training center one more time and talk to some of the kids.
Sure, but you should wait until tomorrow. My subordinates will shut down the center today, and summon the students to gather information on the total amount of mora they've lost in the scam.
Alright, then I'll stay out of their way. I can talk to the kids tomorrow.
Choose the mailman, the single most brave job of the American people. So true, so true.
I have a few other things to take care of, so I'll be off for now. If you want to follow up on this case, just come find me again. Or ask one of the Matra.
That should finally be the end of that. Oh, who would have thought it would turn out like this? All I wanted was to find a new gig and earn some mora. To think Alkami would sink this low. It still makes me really upset.
That's capitalism for you.
Still, I think I feel a little better now than when you found me back at the tavern.
Oh? How so?
It's a little ironic, but you could say it's because I've realized that there are many circumstances in the world that are even worse than my own. Now that I've seen such things firsthand, I suppose I've earned a new sense of appreciation for my life. How should I put it? I'm pretty stubborn when it comes to my profession, so I often argue with my clients. The arguments are usually extremely frustrating, and every once in a while I'd wonder if I only became an architect because fate wanted me to pay for some sins I'd committed in a previous life. Kami's suggestion
That's a
would
bit
allow me to
dramatic.
quit my life as an architect and earn money solely from my reputation. But now that I've experienced that for myself, I can confidently say that I'd never want to do it again.
And that's why he thinks you're too rigid when it comes to making Mora. But I agree with
Each
you.
scholar has their own sense of pride and a line that they don't like to cross. Of course, when faced with the vicissitudes of life, some will surrender these things to seek a more comfortable life. I can understand that. Just speaking for myself, though, I don't think that's something I'd ever be able to do. The voice in my heart would just keep repeating one thing. The moment I turn away from my dreams would be the moment my career ends. If I stopped devoting everything to my creative activities, I'd be able to lead a more comfortable life, but at the same time, my sense of intuition and understanding for the arts would also begin to degrade. At that point, any materialistic ease I may have gained in life would just become another form of torment. In comparison, my current life comes with its share of difficulties, but at least I'd never have to deal with that kind of existential reckoning.
It's good to stay true to yourself.
I appreciate it. You may call me conceited for this, but I would also like to think I'm talented enough to be able to lead a decent life without compromising my pride. It's certainly not easy, but I want to keep at it. My thanks again for being such a great help throughout all of this. I'm planning to pay another visit to those kids tomorrow. Want to come with me?
Sure, I'll come.
All right. I'll see you tomorrow then. Get some good rest.
Okay, let me check Kirara. Is it like on her back? Where is this tattoo? Oh, wait. Oh! Oh, that's so cute! Your model is now being rigged? Yeah, let's go! Oh, that's really subtle. That's so cute.
It's rather pathetic to
She's so cute. I'm glad I got her.
just to occupy silence.
And back down to Port Ormos. The cat girl ever. You want her so bad? Well, guess what? If you want her, you have to log in and play the game. And acquire Primo Gems. If you don't get her, well, let's say Earth won't have a fun future. She's a 4-star. You'll get her eventually.
Shut down, and the Madra have promised to return some of our tuition. But we've already spent so much time on this class. What should we do next?
Mr. Kaveh said we can keep working on our fundamentals and try to get into the academia. Easier said than done. If it was easier to get into the academia, none of us would have signed up for the class in the first place. Only the best of the best can get into the academia studying on their own. Mr. Kaveh might be willing to teach us.
Why? What reason does he have to stick around?
So, you're the only ones that showed up today, huh?
Huh? Kaveh's here!
Now, that's Mr. Kaveh to you. I'm here as your instructor, so let's keep things a little more proper. I'll keep instructing you for a while longer. You can pass on the message to the other students. As long as someone wants to come, they can join the class. Oh, also, I'm usually pretty busy, so I'll only be able to teach architecture fundamentals on my days off. Another disclaimer. I can't promise that you'll all be able to understand everything I'm going to teach. Architecture is not an easy profession. Aesthetics aside, even the basics of safe design can already be a handful for most people. If you want to design safe buildings, you'll have to go through a systematic study of structural engineering. And just as a heads up, all of this will be a huge step up from the superficial stuff you were learning before. It'll take both talent and perseverance to get through the course. I don't want to hear anyone say that I didn't warn you.
Kaveh's so good.
Try our best.
It seems some of you are really serious about this after all. All right, everyone, pack your stuff up. No need to prepare much for today's class. We're going to go on a quick field trip.
Where to?
You'll know once we get there. Come on, let's get going. We'll be off once everyone's grabbed their pencils and sketch pads.
Where are we going? Somewhere south. Oh! Okay. Oh, by the way, Celeste, is this what you were talking about when you were saying, like, Scara has the Kizaru movement? Because this isn't exclusive to him, it's just a Sumeru thing. You gotta remember, I don't know anything about One Piece. Yeah, it's just a Sumeru thing. His cool movement thing is that he can do this. And he can also go up. Kizaru turns into a beam of light and goes in a straight line like that. He's a guy who can turn into light. I see. He's Goku!
This lighthouse has been around for a long time, and I handled its renovations when I first graduated from the academia. The point of today is not so much about the lighthouse as a building, however. I just want you to take a look at it and do a bit of self-reflection. If you were tasked today with designing a building, how would you want it to look like?
I mean, Hoyoverse is a bunch of self-described otaku, so it might be an intentional reference.
Don't think about how you'd actually go about building it for now. Just put your ideas to paper and draw the prettiest building that comes to your mind.
So, it can be, any kind of building?
Yep, as long as you think it'd look good. It doesn't even necessarily have to be a building. If you want, you can draw trees, the ocean, or even a garden area. Draw whatever you'd like.
What's the point of this exercise?
In my experience, it's best to approach the study of architecture from a point of personal interest, rather than for the sake of a career. Both the study and practice of architectural design are extremely difficult. A person who's forced to work on projects that they don't resonate with will only struggle and suffer. So at least for today, I hope the students will be able to create something that they enjoy. There's no need to think about it too hard. They'll have plenty of time in the future to revisit the design and make changes. What do you think? Want to try your hand at it as well? Don't forget that this is a free class from Mr. Kaveh, the light of the Kisharwar. On a normal day, this would cost you 300,000 mora.
Uh-huh. The teapot! First class. Your ideal building is also your safe haven. Aw, that's cute! Okay. Yeah, that was cute. I will take that. It's a sweet ending. Yeah. I have something in my mail. Why do I have mail? Oh, it's survey time. I will do that later. Oh, and, shop reset. Yes, let's do some polls. Kirara's a 4-star? Yeah. Here she is, right here. Let's see, what do we got here? Nothing. Nothing. Your beloved cat. Yep. Nothing once again. Zilch. Purple. And that is my C6 Yunjin. Alright, what do we got from Standard? Oh, by the way, Celeste, you know Kazuha's getting a rerun soon? Yeah, he's on the next set of banners, if I remember correctly. It's him and Al-Haytham. Ooh, Sayukan. Okay, I'll take that. Maybe the boss you've been struggling on in Hollow Knight can wait. That is the C6 Yunjin and C1 Sayu. Oh, nice! Baby obtained. Baby. Alright, so since we got that done, I believe I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up here. Tomorrow and Sunday, as I said before, I am most likely, unless a new event starts on either of those days, but I don't think that'll happen. So yeah, tomorrow and Sunday I will most likely just be streaming my dailies across various games. So tonight, if I can, I'm gonna try and set up, I forgot what it's called, but the OBS extension thing that lets you stream to YouTube and Twitch simultaneously. If I cannot get that set up, I will be doing those streams over on Twitch instead, at twitch.tv/BetoPlaysGames. I will post the stream link in my server. Oh, guys, did Pingcord actually let you know about this stream? 'Cause I set that up, but I don't know if it's working yet. I don't own Pikmin 2. Alright, cool. Good to know. So, yeah. So the weekend streams might happen on YouTube, will definitely happen on Twitch. Either way, you will get pinged for it. So, yeah, I hope I'll see you guys next time. Thank you everyone for stopping by, as always.